Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG LOL FTWBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013, where we're playing as the WWE in the year 2015, and we're booking the Go Home Friday Night SmackDown for Battleground King of the Ring. Nothing really much of note to say before we run the show. The only thing I really would want to say is that I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not that excited for this SmackDown. It was a little bit difficult booking this just because I have a lot of big tag matches. In fact, we have one 8-man tag match and one 6-man tag match. So there's a lot of tag matches going on tonight, and it used up a lot of superstars where it kind of made it hard to book this show. But nonetheless, there are some things that happen on this SmackDown that I am excited to see where it happens, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit more excited about Raw than SmackDown, but isn't that what most people feel? Anyway, let's run this show, shall we? So we're gonna have two pre-show matches. The first one pits the New Day against the team of Sheamus and Barrett. I figured let's get some experience for Biggie and Xavier Woods, because currently they had zero experience as a tag team, so there's that. So we had some good action, but not much weighing heat. Sheamus and Barrett defeating New Day when Barrett defeated Xavier Woods with the Bullhammer. Woods is improving in performance. And, yeah. And then we end off the pre-show with the 63C. Some good action and average heat. Stardust defeating Ryback with Crossroads. So there's all that. We move on to the start of the show, which we start up with a 65C. Not too bad, I guess, but I mean, okay. Jimmy and Jey Uso are mid-carders. Roman Reigns isn't the most over person on the main event scene, which, believe it or not, isn't as unrealistic as you would think. But a B- would have been nice. But what can I do, I guess? So Friday Night SmackDown starts off with Roman Reigns and the Usos making their way down to the ring. Once in the ring, Roman takes the mic and he starts saying, "I'm not going to come out here and waste y'all's time. You know me. I'm not one for talking, but I've got something to say to Bray Wyatt. A few weeks back, you attacked my cousins. You tried to play mind games. But that obviously backfired. I know tonight that we get you in an 8-man tag match. But seeing as how you have your army, and now that I've got my own army," talking about the Usos, of course, "I say let's go to war this Sunday. I know the Usos are ready for war. I know I'm ready for war. And I know you've been talking about war. So are you ready to back those words up, Bray? Are you ready to go to war?" And then you would hear that chat, that weird little Bray Wyatt cut through thing, and then Bray Wyatt's laughing on the Tron. Not much said from Bray Wyatt here. It's just, "I was born ready for war, Roman. You're on." And although it wasn't specifically said, oh look, Eric Rowan's developing better performance skills. So although it wasn't specifically said, that now confirms that this Sunday at Battleground King of the Ring, we will see a 6-man tag match, as it will be Team Roman, where it's Roman and his cousins not Jim Ross or Jimmy Jacobs, Jimmy and Jey Uso, battling Bray Wyatt, not Brad Maddox, Bray Wyatt, and his Wyatt family, minus Leo Kruger. So Roman and the Usos versus the Wyatt family. So that confirms that match for Sunday. A little bit of a late entry. So moving on. We start off the night with a 52D+. Definitely not the match you'd want to start off the night with, but again, had a little bit of difficulties booking this show, so I figured I need to get Goldust some momentum. Why not put him on the start of the show? Obviously, maybe not the best idea, but what can you do? So Axel was off his game. Come on, Kurt. Goldust is improving in performance. That's pretty cool. I do want to see if Goldust and Curtis Axel were engaging the crowd, so there was that. Okay, nothing too bad, I guess. So moving on from this angle, we go to a 55C-, and I am happy with that because the Stardust Goldust angles have been going to like D's, So I'm happy to at least see that we're probably heading into the pay-per-view with at least an average rating. So Goldust is celebrating in the ring, and out of nowhere, here comes Stardust, attacks from behind, and then begins to mock Goldust while he's down, but Goldust gets back up and begins to fight back, and eventually sends Stardust out of the ring, probably just a clothesline over the ropes, and Stardust just begins backpedaling up the ramp, while Goldust just takes the mic and he says, Cody! I spoke to Sting about adding a special stipulation to our match this Sunday, and he approved. So when I beat you, not the pain, but the paint comes off, and Stardust dies. And then Stardust is just furious, throwing a fit on stage while the camera fades to, the back for our next segment. And did we confirm Stardust versus Goldust at the pay-per-view? Yeah, we did. So, interesting angle is Goldust beats Stardust. I guess Stardust is gone. Comeback Cody Rhodes. So we go to a 74 B-. I expected this to do a B again, but whatever. 74 B-, another angle featuring Ziggler and Dolph. Ziggler and Triple H. It's very similar to the Monday interview. Actually, it's kind of a sequel to that Monday angle. So, not Triple H. Ziggler is about to interview. Ignore all this. So Triple H, it says it's supposed to be the other way around. Dolph Ziggler is about to interview about his upcoming tag team match later on tonight. We will be seeing Daniel Bryan team with Dolph Ziggler. Its opponents teaming up tonight to take on the other two opponents from King of the Ring. So it's Bryan and Ziggler versus Ambrose and Rusev tonight. So anyway, like I was saying, Ziggler's about to have an interview about that said match when Triple H walks over, looks at the interviewer, and he says, "Can you give us a minute?" "Thanks." Then turns over to Dolph. "So Dolph, have you put any thought about what we talked about?" Ziggler then looks at him. You have to be kidding me. You really are something. You know that? For months, you've been making my life a living hell. And now you want me to join up with you? And you actually think I've put thought to it? You're a joke, Hunter. And then I just imagine Dolph walks away while Hunter Triple H just looks furious after Dolph talking to him like that. So moving on, we go to a 57 C- as Cesaro, Kid, and Natalya are backstage hyping up their upcoming six-person, tag team match later tonight, as we'll see the Upper Cats and Natty take on Big Show, Kane, and Victoria. So it's like a little bit of a young team versus like a veteran team. Tyson's developing better performance. Look at that, all bonuses. I'm happy with that. We then go on to said six-man tag match, which does a 69 C+, and a match that has some good action but not much away in heat. The Authority, Cesaro, Kid, and Natalya, defeats Kane, Big Show, and Victoria in 9 minutes and 46 seconds when Natty defeated Vicky by submission. Wish I would have made it pinfall only, because submission hold, that's a bit much, I think, before the pay-per-view. Cesaro is improving in both Rumble and Technical, and Tyson is improving in performance. So there is that. Not a bad match. Again, would not have minded it being a B-. A part of me maybe thinks it's because of the Divas. I'm not entirely sure on that. We then go to an 82B. I'm telling you, fans love them some Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. 82B, we see Ambrose backstage prepping for his match, probably taping up his knuckles or something. Kind of similar to Monday Night Raw, when who knocks on the door? None other but Seth Rollins. Knock, knock. It's me again. And then Ambrose goes, "What the hell do you want? What on earth made you think that it was a good idea to come back?" And Rollins goes, "Now, Dean, calm down. I'm just here to talk again." "I don't care, Seth. I already said I don't have anything to say to you." Have you put any thought into what I said?" And then Ambrose goes, "Are you serious?" "No, absolutely not. Why the hell would I join up back with you? I've seen the results of that." And then Rollins goes, "What, a job with the WWE and a position at the top of the card?" And Ambrose goes, "Can't forget the knife in my back." And that's when Rollins goes, "Oh, please, if anything, Dean, I turned my back on Roman. You went after me. But anyway, speaking of the Shield, tonight you're teaming with my boy, Rusev. If you join, we could reform the Shield and replace Roman with Rusev. Just go out there and test it out, see how it is. Ambrose then just looks at him and goes, leave. Now! And Rollins just, oh, all right, I'm leaving. Just put some thought into what I said, Dean. Now! And then I just imagine Rollins leaving the door as Ambrose probably threw something at him. So moving on from that angle, we go to a 67C+. And again, what the hell? A 67C+? Yo, what the fuck is happening tonight? Why are all my angles just... This is pretty disappointing. All 4 of you guys are main eventers. Daniel freaking Bryan is like an icon in my game. Or not an icon, but a star. This did bad. I know it's a 67C+, and maybe that's an average rating, but this should have been a B match. I don't care. This did bad. I'm saying it did bad. Anyway, about to feature great action and a good crowd. Ambrose and Rusev defeating Bryan and Ziggler when Rusev beat Ziggler with the Accolade. And Bryan is improving in performance, but this still did bad. Why did it do so bad? Can I look at these negatives? Holding back, going all out, so maybe that's what it had to do. I'm very disappointed with this match. This should have done a lot better. So moving on, we have just Cena backstage with Roman and the Usos, and they're all just pretty much interviewing the upcoming 8-man tag match later tonight. Nothing too special. Probably just Cena more hyping them up, if anything. Jay is developing better performance skills, so there is that. That's awesome. Moving on from this, though, 58C-. You would expect a little bit better from a John Cena promo, too. Again, it could be the Usos, but I'm not lying, nerds and geeks. This SmackDown has been pretty fucking disappointing. We go on to a 48D+, an extremely short match. Neville just defeating Johnny Goodtime in 4 minutes and 50 seconds with Red Arrow. Just a job match, just to put something on for the show. Neville and Johnny Goodtime, though, had great chemistry, so that's interesting. And Johnny's also improving in performance. Not that I care. So moving on, we go to what is perhaps the most filler angle there ever could be. We have a Raw recap video that gets a 72C-, just recapping what happened on Raw between Rollins, Uppercats, and Show, Kane, and Jericho. Pretty much, just showing exactly what happened. Since coming up next, we're going to have the highlight reel with Chris Jericho. So we go on to the highlight reel. We get an 82B to end off the show. That's pretty good. Definitely happy with this. This is probably the only thing I've been really happy with tonight. So Jericho comes out to host the highlight reel. He hypes up the show before he talks about his guest tonight. And he says, over the past weeks, some of the top talent here in WWE have been fighting in the King of the Ring tournament, not only for the right to call themselves the King of the Ring, but for a WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble, baby. So there's a strong chance that I could be facing one of these 4 guys in the near future. So ladies and gentlemen, my guests tonight are the final 4 competitors in the King of the Ring tournament: Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, and my boy, Ruru. But before any of the people can come out, Roddy Piper, that's right, Roddy Piper stands up from the announce table and takes the mic and he says, all right, Jericho, that's enough. If I can say so, would you please shut the hell up? Now, it's no secret, you and I have never gotten along. I don't like how you come back here and just get a title shot for no reason. But I'll be damned if I'm going to let you come back and take my spot. We both know that this was supposed to be a Piper's Pit segment, not this ripoff. But once again, Jericho gets what he wants, and I've had enough of it. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do. And then Roddy Piper begins to take off his jacket, probably unbutton his wrist part of his shirt, whatever it's called. I don't know. And then Jericho goes, do you want to fight, old man? I don't know why I read that wrong. Because I'm just going to warn you now. I've got no problem planting you with a code breaker right here, right now. And then Piper just looks at Chris and he goes, no, Chris, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to distract you. And right when he says that, Seth Rollins, who was disguised as a cameraman, smacks Jericho with a camera and then begins to beat him down in the ring before ending the show by hitting Jericho with a pedigree onto the steel steps and stands over him, holding up the title to end off the show for the night. So Roddy Piper, although not a member of the Authority, definitely giving the Authority a hand tonight, nerds and geeks, was having none of Jericho shit. So does that help the show at all? Maybe a little bit, but not enough to increase our popularity. But I'll be honest, I'm happy with this grade. We shouldn't have gotten a B-. I don't even think we had a match that was a B, which is pretty disappointing, to be honest. Either way, it did increase our popularity in 15 regions. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this in the Wyatt family match. Where was that, by the way? Right there. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned this, but in the Wyatt family match between Cena, Roman, and Reigns, did we even see that match? For some reason, I don't remember seeing that. I just remember going straight to the Raw recap. Yeah, I don't know if we saw that match, guys. Maybe I skipped over it. I'm not sure. Either way, though, it did do a 70, which, again, isn't, what I really wanted. But it's probably our best match of the night. I don't remember seeing that match. Either way, though, Leo Kruger actually got the victory over John Cena in that match. I had Leo go over Cena. Wonder why I didn't show it. I'm almost positive it didn't show it because I would have talked about Leo Kruger going over. And if it did go over and I just skipped over it, then I'm a complete and total buffoon. What can you do sometimes, nerds and geeks? Apparently we can run a Japanese independent show that's going to take forever while we look at a guy named Kudo. I was reading that. Anyway, Minoru Tanaka, that name sounds familiar, won the Wrestle One Heavyweight Championship. Minoru Tanaka. Oh, hi. You're an interesting looking guy. Don't know why it sounds familiar, because I don't know him. Anyway. We got third. Blech. That's going to do it for this episode, though, Nerds and Geeks. Like, again, I said this on Raw. I think I have some spoiling things that you guys might be able to see on the main screen, so that's why I'm not going to go there. So I'm just going to end this off here. My name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, a like, and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I don't know where I was going with this. I'm pretty sure I messed up my own outro. Have a good day, Nerds and Geeks.